Equity going down to Bihi and coming back to Bale, and the Zimbabwe road we are going to make tarmac. That will be the first tarmac of its kind in Vihiga municipality on Asa County.
Currently, works are ongoing to improve the outlook of towns in the municipality. The facelift includes creation of footpaths, grass planting, general landscape, improvement of the drainage system. With Mbale being the image of Vihiga, the facelift is taking shape and once needs good seal.
Check, 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 check.
anachezea gesa wetu, machifu watamrarua. Nani huyo? Ni nani huyo anachezea gesa wetu, machifu watamrarua. Ni nani huyo anachezea wabunge wetu akisarua? Nani huyo? Ni nani huyo anachezea wabunge wetu agesa hata wararua? Nani huyo anachezea gesa wetu kijino hata mwararua? Nani huyo? Ni nani huyo anachezea gesa wetu kijino hata mwararua? Sayelinda wabunge, sayelinda wabunge, shetani na oraraza nora wabunge vikae. Sayelinda rudishi, sayelinda rudishi, utijino na oraraza nora rudishi vikae. Sayelinda rudishi, sayelinda rudishi, utijino na oraraza nora rudishi vikae. Sayelinda rudishi, sayelinda rudishi, utijino na oraraza nora rudishi vikae. Sayelinda rudishi, sayelinda wikale kana bali administrator bosi basengere ibena agesa amachifu gosi nasala balende ku county kogenda ne mnebula bangetunya bange kwa bangere beza sala balende yababora mungeri zekigira babashimbe ku mulyango uli omundu namangana ge saelinda ejayi setiki otikilo na boraraza anora ejayi wikale Banga mwachi na saya walinde babora ndena banda bala ikonze kogenda na babora saelinda modi saelinda oneza amwachi na borara sa anoraro wikale uyo mundu na mangana gege saya rombo mundu na mangana gege abehono muroji hono beka abantu weno na bene barba kulenzera umunda yabangu amangana keke saelinda baka deizi na boraraza anora baka wikale saya mulenda hayika yabetera mwana mali abezo mbere kajamana yabeze ko mashaji nengende na saya mulenda kali habe kana tabe hano na zara holo kulishika bezo mure na saya mulenda na kulenda gena ngendele na saya lenda kulishi Tikilo na boraraza anora kulisi wikale naselinda
So we are waiting for the entourage to come. Wakati wataingia, hii sio function ya kawaida, hii ni bunge. Kwa hivyo msisimame mpaka msikie sauti ya Sergeant at Arms akifika kule. Atakapotoa sauti ndiposa tutasimama wote tukaribishe msafara wa speaker na governor katika jukwaa ili tuendelee. So you'll remain seated until you get the sound or the voice of the sergeant at arms. So please, some entertainment on the screen as we wait. Check, check, check. Check, check, 1, 2, check.
Check, check. One, two, check, check. Check. Check, 1, 2. Sawa.
I want to inform all the guests, delegates who have come to take their seats, because this being parliamentary proceedings, you won't be allowed to come in when the procession has come in. So take your seats, please. Chukua kiti chako. Hutaruhusiwa kuingia kama msafara wa gavana na speaker umeingia katika bunge. Kwa hiyo those outside, if you are going to be in, please get in now. We are stopping registration right away because we are beyond time. So those take desks and proceed to the plenary.
1 2.
Hello. We are just about to begin our program, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. The speaker is about to get into the house together with the governor. And as soon as they get to the entry, I'm requesting everybody to arise on your feet, please. So I'm requesting all of us to arise kindly.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of the society and the just government of the people, beseech you to behold with abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important tasks in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner, as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Clerk, order number 1.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I have one communication. Honorable members, Honorable members, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, members of the public, I'm pleased to welcome you all to this special sitting of the Honorable House for the 4th State, the county addressed by His Excellency Dr. Wilbur K. Otichilo, Governor, Vihiga County, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to confirm receipt of official communication from His Excellency the Governor by his letter dated 3rd of December 2021 and addressed to the Office of the Speaker, received on 10th December 2021 in respect to today's address, being the 4th State of the County address. Honorable members, I wish to confirm that the same request from His Excellency the Governor was subsequently considered by the leadership of the House, both from the majority and minority side, in consultation with the relevant and assigned committee for approval and accordingly published in the Kenya Gazette, being Gazette Notice number 13595, dated 10th of December 2021, in accordance with our Standing Order number 3214 that provides. 32.1 provides as follows. Whenever during a session the County Assembly stands adjourned, whether or not a day has been appointed for the next meeting, the Speaker may, on the request of the Leader of Majority Party or the Leader of the Minority Party, appoint a day for a special sitting of the County Assembly. 2. The Speaker may allow a request under paragraph 1 if the Speaker is satisfied that the business proposed to be transacted relates to any urgent and exceptional business as the Speaker may allow. 3. The Speaker shall by notice publish a notice notifying the members of the place, date and time appointed for the special sitting of the County Assembly. And 4. Whenever the County Assembly meets for a special sitting under paragraph 1, the Speaker shall specify the business to be transacted on the day or days appointed, and the business so specified shall be only business before the County Assembly during the special sitting, following which the County Assembly shall stand adjourned until the day appointed in the County Assembly calendar. Honorable members, Part 5, Section 24 of our Standing Orders stipulates as follows. Section 24.1 reads as follows. The Governor shall address a special sitting of County Assembly in chamber once every year and may address County Assembly at any other time and place, like we are doing today. Section 24.2 reads as follows. The Speaker shall notify the members of the place, date, and time of sitting under paragraph 1. Section 24.3 further reads as follows. Whenever the Speaker has been informed that the Governor will address a special sitting of the County Assembly on a specified day and time, then on that day, no motion for the adjournment of the County Assembly shall be made before the time for which the Governor's arrival has been notified. Honorable members, just to guide on the rules of procedure and our Standing Order number 26.3 on how we shall conduct this session, and I quote, when delivering an address to the County Assembly, the Governor shall be heard in silence, and the address shall not be followed by any comment or question. And further to remind ourselves on Standing Order number 25, 26, and 27, which shall apply during this session. Consequently, the address by His Excellency the Governor shall be discussed and debated by the Honorable House in the subsequent sittings as shall be approved by the House Business Committee. Honorable members, distinguished guests, members of the public, we are therefore privileged this afternoon to host His Excellency the Governor to deliver his 4th State of the County address before this Honorable House and to the people of Vihiga. Honorable members, distinguished guests, members of the public, as I conclude, it is indeed a privilege and an honor to have all of you here. Once again, welcome, and may I take this opportunity to recognize and appreciate the presence of one of our own, Professor Laban Airo. We appreciate you. Who is also the Vice Chancellor, Daystar University. I also want to take this opportunity to appreciate the religious leaders who are present, all distinguished guests, all the members of the public, members of the 4th Estate, and all dignitaries who have found time to join us this afternoon. Karibuni sana. Honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, it is my humble pleasure to take this opportunity to invite His Excellency, the Governor, Vihiga County Government, Dr. Wilbur Asilwa Otichilo, to give his 4th State of the County address to this Honorable House. Karibu, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Our chief guest, Professor Laban Airo, honorable members of parliament, Honorable Dr. Patrick Saisi, the Deputy Governor for Vihiga County, Honorable Asna Udeisi Mbone, Speaker of the County Assembly, the County Commissioner, and national government officials present, honorable members of the County Assembly, County Executive Committee members present, chief officers and other officers in the County Public Service present, the principal magistrate and members of the judiciary present, members of various boards of the county government, our development partners, invited guests, and members of the public present, members of the Fourth Estate present, all the residents of Vihiga County present, and those listening to this address through different media. Good afternoon. Hamjambo. Madam Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to be in this special assembly sitting this afternoon to deliver my fourth State of the County address in line with my statutory obligation as provided for in the County Government Act of 2012, Section 10K. This year's annual State of the County address is unique because it will be my last State of the County address in my first term as a governor of Vihiga County. As such, in this address, I will highlight the development achievements and challenges during my 4.5 years tenure as a governor of this great county of Vihiga, covering 4 fiscal years, that is 2017-2018, 2018-2019, 2019-2020, and 2020-2021. In my first, second, and third State of the County address, which I delivered to the people of Vihiga County on 18th October 2018, 31st October 2019, 18th December 2020, I outlined the challenges my administration was facing and how I was going to deal with the same, as well as the development milestones my administration had attained despite the prevailing challenges up to the end of 2019-2020 fiscal year. I further gave an outline of the projects and programs that my administration had planned to undertake during 2020-2021 fiscal year. In this fourth State of the County address, I will present an overview of the development achievements and challenges of my administration for the year 2020-2021 financial year. I will also briefly present the cumulative milestones of my administration for the last 4 years to the people of Vihiga. Madam Speaker, the implementation of development projects in the 2020-2021 fiscal year faced several challenges that affected timely delivery of the planned development activities. The key challenges encountered were as follows. 1. COVID-19. Since the global outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic reported in China in December 2019 and the first reported case in Kenya in March 2020, COVID-19 has risen to be a big global challenge that has affected the economies of all countries in different ways. Therefore, during the period under review, our resources and efforts were redirected to combating the spread of the disease in our county. The national lockdown, restricting movements, and curfew declared by the national government greatly affected the operation of the county. Further, due to the economic hardships occasioned by the pandemic, we suspended collection of revenue in all our markets, leading to a drastic decline in our own resource revenue. We also closed our markets and county government offices to control the spread of COVID-19. This greatly affected the implementation of planned development projects and programs during the reporting period. 2. Exchequer disbursements. Consistent delays in exchequer release have on the overall affected the implementation of various projects and service delivery in all counties, including Vihiga. This is a problem that has been discussed by the Council of Governors and at IBEC but continue unabated. Therefore, there is an urgent need to address this matter at a national level in order to come up with a lasting solution. Third, pending bills. As at June 30th, 2021, my administration had reduced the county debt envelope, that is historical pending bills, from Kenya shillings 2.2 billion to 318 million. We made provision in the 2020-2021 financial budget intended to continue servicing of this current county government of Vihiga debt burden. Since the debt we are servicing was on development, this amount was sourced from the Kenya shilling 1 billion annual development budget, leaving only 480 million for development during this reporting period. Therefore, we are unable to budget and implement development projects we had planned in the Cidp because of this problem. Overall, pending bills have drastically affected the implementation of 2018-2022 Cidp because during its preparation, the problem of pending bills was not considered or factored in. 4. Own resource revenue. Before the advent of COVID-19, the collection of our own source revenues was on the rise, but plummeted during the reporting period. This has greatly affected the implementation of both recurrent and development programs. 5. Litigation. Vihiga has been noted as a very litigious county, with over 300 court cases currently documented against the county government of Vihiga. This has negatively impacted on the development and service delivery to the people, since significant amount of money and time has been spent in handling these court cases. Due to lack of fully fledged legal department, we have had to pay external lawyers to represent us in these cases. The biggest impact has been stoppage of certain projects from being implemented because of litigation, especially opening and construction of new roads, purchase of land, and the allegation that public participation was not conducted. Overall, this has created despair and low morale among the staff, who are often requested to appear in the courts regularly. 6. Wage bill and human resource audit. Human resource is core to the governance of our county. I took up the matter as soon as I assumed office in 2017 to ensure we had the right human resource system with the clear structures. The continued human resource challenge, overemployment, and high wage bill has been a major problem that I have addressed in all my 3 previous state of the county addresses. To address the matter, I invited the Director of Personnel Management, DPM, in 2018 from the Office of the President, who carried out a staff audit and gave their report. However, their report was not adequate for implementation, although it was used to reduce our workforce by 1,200 out of 4,600. We further conducted an internal human resource audit that still did not resolve the matter. Finally, when the new County Public Service Board took office in 2019, the matter was handed over to them because it is within their mandated responsibilities. The board is yet to resolve this matter. It is my hope that the board will expedite this matter to its logical conclusion. We currently spend about 40% of our budget on wage bill instead of 35%. Madam Speaker, this State of the County address is organized as follows. The first section has been introduction and discussion on the 2020-2021 budget year. The second one, I'm going to go into the details of what we have achieved in the year 2020-2021, which is the year under review. The third section of this address will give major highlights of the 2018-2022 CIDP and my manifesto achievements and challenges. And the final section will give my concluding remarks. So let me move straight away to the county resource envelope and fiscal performance of 2020-2021. Madam Speaker, in the financial year 2020-2021, we prepared a total budget of Kenya shillings 6.54 billion for the county government of Vihiga, comprising of 2.62 billion development budget, which is 40%, and Kenya shillings 3.93 billion recurrent budget, which is 60%. The overall absorption rate for the financial year 2020-2021 was as follows. Recurrent budget 93% and development budget 79%. The following are the highlights of what we achieved during the year under review. Under agriculture, we completed and fenced Serem slaughterhouse. We commenced and supplied 47 in-calf heifers to groups of farmers. We completed construction of stores, addition of fish ponds and training facilities at Mitoko Fish Hatchery and Agriculture Training Center. We vaccinated 8,328 cattle against foot and mouth disease. We also vaccinated 16,005 birds against Newcastle disease. Under the NARIC project, we had 748 micro-project proposals that were funded to the tune of 280 million. Also under NARIC projects, 10 million shillings has been invested on sustainable land management, that's watersheds in Emabungo and Tiriki West. We have also established an artificial insemination lab in Rwanda South. We have also established and launched 3 banana aggregation centers at Shamahoho, Sabatia, and Changu. Under lands, housing, and fiscal planning, we completed the beautification of Mbale Town. We also completed the construction to bitumen standard, Mbale Simbalo Munoyua Road. We completed the development of fiscal spatial plan for Kaimosi Cheptun Complex and Luanda Town. We also acquired survey equipment. We also established a land registry center funded by Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. We also commenced on the fiscal survey and mapping of all towns and markets in the county. Under transport and infrastructure, we maintain 442.5 kilometers of road networks. We completed supply, installation, testing, and commissioning of 30 kVA standby generator set for transport and infrastructure offices. We installed 10-meter floodlight masts at Ebuche Center, Ebutanye Esirabe Junction, Ebuguya Junction, and Emusoli Junction. We completed installation of 30-meter high mast floodlights at Mwibona Market. We completed Epanga and Musihila bridges. We operationalized the county mechanical unit. Under trade and industry, we did the rehabilitation and renovation of Serem Market toilets. We completed construction of border sheds. We also completed construction of toilet facilities in various markets in all our 5 sub-counties. We also completed the slabbing of Mamamboga, Sokomoko market in Luanda town. Highlight the few that I think are important. We completed installation and opened a new 5-bed ICU unit at the Vihiga Referral Hospital. We also completed construction of oxygen plant, building and installation of oxygen plant. We completed renovation of the casualty wing of the referral hospital. We completed and operationalized the blood transfusion center. We completed and fenced Chepsaga dispensary in Kisambai Ward. We completed and construction of Kimwenge dispensary and fenced Likindu dispensary in Tambua Ward. We completed and opened Shamahoho dispensary. We completed installation of water harvesting system at Kaptech dispensary in Shiru Ward. We completed renovation of maternity wing, roofing and painting of Burkina Health Center. We commenced the construction of mother and child maternity wing at Msiras Hospital. We completed construction of Msire Mall. It is waiting to be operationalized. We completed installation of solar water heating at Luanda dispensary. We completed establishment of a laboratory also at Luanda dispensary. We completed construction of Epanga dispensary. We completed and we are about to commission the County Cancer Center, which we will be commissioning on 22nd of this month. Under education, we have completed numerous ECD classrooms in all the 5 sub-counties. So I will not endeavor to list all the names because it will take me a long time to list all the names. We have commenced on the construction of the Kabinjari VCT, which is in Walukaka Nguma Ward. We have provided TVET capitation of Kenya shillings 15,000 per trainee for the 4,667 trainees in total. We have renovated and rehabilitated 27 out of the 34 VTC centers. Those are technical training centers. We bought modern tools and equipment for all our VCTs, modern industrial sewing machines, hairdressing equipment, woodworking routers, welding equipment, and so on. We issued bursary to 26,970 student beneficiaries from secondary schools, tertiary institutions, and universities. We disbursed 327 secondary school students under Governor's Scholarship Program. Under Gender, Culture, Youth, and Sports and Social Services, we achieved the following. We purchased land for the expansion of Hamisi Stadium. We completed leveling, compacting, grass planting, and fixing goalposts at Kigama Secondary and Kibagala Primary. We disbursed 30 million Kenya shillings from sports funds to 15 teams from different disciplines. We supported Vihiga Queens to exemplary national and continental glory. You remember that this team of ours represented Kenya in the Sakafa tournaments and also represented Kenya in the Kafa tournament in Egypt. We also continue to support Vihiga United in their National Premier League and other teams that are already qualified to be in the Premier League. We successfully organized youth extravaganza, exposing youth participants to opportunities and partnership for talent growth and self-employment. Under environment, we completed implementation which is being executed by North Victoria Waterworks. We completed construction of Gaga project, phase 2 expansion of Sosian water project, rehabilitation of Kibogi and Cheptul water projects, and operationalization of Nangoli water project. We commenced installation of steel water tanks at Vialo, Lusengeli, and Sirulo, and rehabilitated Kerongo water tank reservoir and protection of intake areas. We completed expansion of Riaduywa Munugi water pipeline, construction of Bihi water tank tower, Kegoye water distribution project, and Maseno Ekwanda line to Esere village and distribution line to Nangoli water project. We also completed a protection of various water springs in the county. Quite a number we have completed. We completed fencing of community forests in Munzatsi, Hamisi Forest, 25-acre piece of land at Kilwazi, Maragori Hills for forest rehabilitation and protection and reforestation of 10 hectares of land in Maragori Hills. We also completed the establishment of a tree nursery at Maragori Hills. We completed also green energy powering of forest office block at Gilwatsi. We also completed a fully fledged office at Gilwatsi. We purchased 7 acres of land for waste recycling plant in Luanda South. We completed purchase and installation of 36 300 cubic meter waste holding skips for our waste collection. Madam Speaker, Despite of the challenges we faced in 2020-21 financial year, it is evident from what I have just presented that we have performed fairly well in implementing various sectoral projects. During this 2021-2022 financial year, we are planned to complete ongoing projects and strive to pay pending bills. We also shall commence on implementation of projects in health, and these projects are, the main projects are, we shall be building a new theater and laboratory at Amisi Sub-County Hospital. We shall be building a new wards at Mhaya Sub-County Hospital. Then we shall also be commissioning our cancer center anytime, as I said earlier. Underwater, we shall mainly spend time in reticulation, piping of water, because already the water is in the tanks. So we shall need to do a lot of piping. Under agriculture, we shall continue with the NARIC program. Madam Speaker, now let me turn to highlights of the implementation of the 2018-2022 CIDP, because this is the document that was approved by the people of Vihiga County, and I would like to highlight what we have been able to cover and what we have failed, and for why we have failed. Madam Speaker, the last 4 years, that's 2017-2018, 2018-2019, 2019-2020, 2020-2021 financial years, the county government of Vihiga cumulatively budgeted for 26 billion. That's the money we have received so far for the last 4 years, 26 billion. The actual receipt from the exchequer during the period was Kenya shillings 23.56, bringing out a variance of 2.5 billion during this same period. Madam Speaker, we have made significant development strides since my first address in this assembly. The key highlights are as follows, as contained in the CIDP. Under governance, we developed and launched the 2018-2022 County Integrated Development Plan, which we have been using as our barometer for projects. We established county government organization structure and governance system. There was significant progress made in the implementation of the proposed legal frameworks during the review period. Due to the exceptional work of this assembly and the efforts of the county executive, I have managed to assent to 40 bills into acts, and we have prepared and operationalized 12 regulations. What has been the impact of this? This has led to establishment of a stable governance structure that has created efficiency and consistency in budgeting, implementation, monitoring and evaluation, accountability and transparency in the county government programs and projects. Under health, we have achieved quite a lot in the last 4 years. The first is that we have ensured uninterrupted supply of drugs and non-pharmaceutical materials to all our health facilities, except this year, July, August, when we had a financial problem because of our budget being stopped by the court. We have increased human resource capacity across all our health facilities and units. We have installed modern diagnostic facilities at our county referral hospital. That is, we have a 32 and a 64 slice CT scans. We have 2 scans, not even 1. We have completed installation and commissioning of a 5-bed ICU unit at our referral hospital. We have availed modern dental facilities and services across all our sub-county hospitals. We have availed specialized cardiac and oncology services across all our sub-county hospitals. We have established amenity wards at the referral hospital. As I said earlier, we have constructed an oxygen plant at the referral hospital. We initiated the Untitled Care program to support expectant mothers pre and post paternity. We commenced on the construction of hospital plaza, funeral home, and drugstore. These constructions are ongoing, but they stalled for reason that we had to pay pending bills. We built the county blood transfusion center, which is now operational. We improved our CHVs from 460 to 1,460 and equipped and built their capacity. What has been the impact on health? Improvement in healthcare systems and better service delivery, uninterrupted provision of health care services, improved primary health care, increased facility coverage, improved emergency response services, and increased capacity in our healthcare systems. Under education, to date, we have completed the construction of 183 ECD classrooms throughout the county. We have renovated 26 TVET facilities and registered 26 VCT with National Ministry of Education and Technical Training. But most importantly, we have increased our enrollment in our TVET institutions from 2,901 in 2017, when I took up the leadership of this county, to 3,327 in 2018, to 4,208 in 2019, to 4,642 in 2020, and currently we are at 5,224. We have employed and deployed 121 new TVET trainers. That is, we have increased from 75 in 2018 to 142 in 2019 to 155 in 2020 and 195 in 2021. And that's why the increase in enrollment in our TVET is exponential. Also on ECD, we have done fairly well. We have hired ECD teachers to 814 ECD teachers have been hired and they are working. We have established a legal framework and we have revamped Vihiga County Education Fund, that's the one that deals with bursary. To date, from 2017, we have given bursary to 77,168 students We have also, during the period, established a governor's scholarship program that currently benefits 327 students from needy economic backgrounds. We have revamped the Vihiga County Education Fund, that's the bursary, increasing its budgetary allocation for each ward from 1 million shillings to 4 million per year. Although we have had also a challenge in the last period because of disbursement of funds. So what has been the impact? The impact has been enormous. We have had an increment in enrollment of students to our Tibet institution by 68%. And in our ECD, enrollment has increased by 42%. Under agriculture, we have increased crop production. Maize production has increased from 8 bags per acre to 15 bags. Increased production of industrial crops through supply of 30,000 tea seedlings, which we have given to farmers, 20,000 coffee seedlings, 15,000 grafted avocado seedlings, which we have all given to farmers to improve on the production of these crops. We have enhanced livestock production. We have improved dairy cow breeding stock through purchase and distribution of 188 dairy cows and 40 dairy goats to various groups of farmers. During the period under review, that's the 4 years, we have purchased 9,275 local poultry chicks, and we have given to 150 farmer groups. During the period, that's the 4-year period, we have strengthened our veterinary services, effective control of outbreak of livestock pests and diseases by vaccinating 127,233 heads of cattle and 7,399 sheep and goats against foot and mouth disease. During the same period, we have also completed 2 modern slaughterhouses at Muhalahala and Serena. We have also renovated the one at Nyerere. Enhanced aquaculture. We have increased production of fish fingerlings from 20,000 per month through establishment and operationalization of Mitoko Fish Hatchery and Aquaculture Training Center to supply the fingerlings to farmers. We have also revamped our cooperative movements. We have done capacity building of our cooperative movements through a supply of 3 motorbikes, milk coolers, backup generators to Kimomoi and Vihiga Dairy Cooperative, respectively, and coffee pulper machine to Jebrok Farmers Coffee Society. We have built a capacity of 4,243 farmers in the area of dairy production. We have trained 1,344 farmers in banana production. We have trained 1,563 farmers in poultry farming. We have also developed the Vihiga County Gender and Social Inclusion Action Plan that guides in the identification and implementation of issues that affect women and youth in the value chains I've mentioned above. We have identified and built capacity on 20 climate smart agriculture and green growth technologies for adoption by priority value chains. Under NARIC program, we have funded 748 community-based micro projects at a total of 280 millions in 12 wards. We have funded 10 cooperatives, a total of 10 million. That is under inclusion of as a grant, and two cooperatives at 16.5 million under Enterprise Development Fund. We have formed 4 stakeholder platforms along the 4 value chains to support 11 producer organizations and 20 community-driven communities. We have approved a multi-community irrigation project in the Luanda sub-county. That's an area called Wemilabi Ward. This project will cost, when completed, 80 million shillings. Under extension service and farm inputs, when we gave 27,000 farmers received subsidized fertilizer and certified seed. We trained and equipped extension services officers across the county to increase their farmer reach and better support productive farmer activities in all the 25 wards of Vihiga County. We supplied them with 20 motorcycles to ease transport and access to our farmers. What has been the impact on agriculture as a result of all these activities? We have witnessed an increased food production and progression of Vihiga County economy from predominantly subsistence economy to agribusiness and commercialization of agriculture value chains. We have also seen the resuscitation of the cooperative movement in Vihiga County. Under transport and infrastructure, we installed 8 high-mast floodlights in various market centers in collaboration with the Rural Electrification Authority. We purchased 10,000 liters of 10,000 liter fire engine and rapid response vehicle, which has been instrumental in mitigating disasters, particularly fires. Through collaboration with the Ministry of Public Works, we commenced on the tarmacking of Kisambai Shamahoho Road under KERA program. We constructed 46 river structures. Those are bridges and box culverts across the whole county. Under the road infrastructure, we have cumulatively maintained 1,346 kilometers of road. We have constructed and operationalized a mechanical unit where now we are able to service our vehicles. What has been the impact? The impact has been open access within and to the county and ease communication and security for various economic activities in the county. Under environment, particularly water, we have successfully implemented and completed the civil works for the Vihiga Cluster Water Project, covering Maseno, Mbale, and Kaimosi projects. These 3 water schemes' capacity has been increased from 6.3 million liters per day to 12.5 million liters per day, supplying 2,943 active customers against possible 7,541. And more reticulation, once more reticulation is completed, that's piping. The Vihiga Cluster Water Project has the capacity to serve over 270 households. We rehabilitated and expanded the county-funded water programs in Ebunangwe, Kaga, Bumbo, Chepsaga, Mugogo, Mangongo, and Majengo Kisambai water projects, and operationalized 12 boreholes. We protected 87 water springs across the county. We developed and promoted innovative based methods and technologies for water harvesting that included installation of water harvesting tanks in public facilities. We have installed several tanks have been constructed in various parts of the county. We have a decentralized treatment facility for waste management constructed at a place called Ehedwe. And this is a very important facility for waste management. We have also procured over 10,000 water meters, which we shall be using to meter our customers who use our water. Majengo Kisambai water project has been completed and is operational. Under energy, the three major water schemes, Lunyerere, Maseno, and Kaimosi water supplies, are currently working on a solar hybrid system. We have successfully installed solarized water heating system in 12 of our dispensaries and the and the referral hospital. And 19 of our market centers are currently operating on solar. The South Maragoli Forest Office is operating on solar power, and we are working on completion of the Kaimos hydropower station in collaboration with the State Department of Devolution, National Treasury, as well as Kengen. Still under environment, we have created a fully fledged directorate of climate change directorate. We have also made formulated a law to govern that directorate. That directorate is going to be very instrumental in dealing with all issues to do with the climate change in the county, and each of the wards in the county will have a climate change planning committee. And when funding comes, the money will go directly to the wards. We have reclaimed 30 acres of Maragoli Hills, 10 acres of Kibiri Forest, 32 acres of Maragoli Hills has been fenced and planted with the trees. We have also done a structured tree growing on 25 acres in Maragoli Hills in collaboration with Equity Bank, Kenya Forest Service, Kenya Forest Research Institute, and Kenya Wildlife. We have, through the culture, we have protected 6 community forests, and these are Senende, Serem, Kap Sasu in Hamisi, Munzati, and Kepchamu. We have conducted feasibility study on the establishment of sewage works in the county. We have the community-based tree nursery with 20 of these to our community. Restoration the 10% forest cover. Kenya is aspiring to have 10% forest cover. For us in Vihiga, we are now at 20% forest cover. So we already double what the country is aspiring to achieve. We have created awareness of the realities of climate change and uniquely placed Vihiga as a leader on climate adaptation and mitigation initiatives at a community level. We are also completing access to clean and safe water for the people of Vihiga County once we start the piping of water from the 3 water schemes. Under trade, we have improved construction of various stalls in various markets, and we have also improved in hygiene in terms of building various toilets and other facilities that are required. But the most important issue, or the most important success we have achieved under trade is the establishment of Vihiga County Trade and Enterprise Fund scheme, which to date has disbursed 54.5 million to our businessmen and women. A total of 1,534 applicants out of the 5,539 applicants have benefited from the above disbursement, leaving 4,105 applicants not funded due to the scarcity of the resources. But our intention is, once we finish the pending bills, we shall put more money in this fund so that it can build our businessmen and women to have enough money to do business. We organized an investment conference in 2019 where we exposed Vihiga to various investors in the country and worldwide. Through that, we have one program that is ongoing, and this is the program of establishing a granite factory in Vihiga County. As a county, we have done our part, we have provided the land, and we have done everything that is required. The national government in its turn have advertised, and they have already sourced an investor, and we are waiting for the investor to come on the ground to start the construction of the granite factory. We have also improved our market infrastructure through fencing of various markets in the county. We have also supported border riders through training. We have so far trained 1,250 riders. They have also qualified to get license 1,595. Quite a few of them have got, but we still have a problem with the Skalagala because of non-payment of what is we owed. But we'll be sorting it out, and we'll be able to have all of them have the licenses. What has been the impact? This has promoted the development and improvement of business working environment and ease of access to business financing. Under gender, culture, youth, sports and social services, the county government, in partnership with the national government, has identified 25,782 vulnerable households for cash transfer. We are in the process of operationalizing the Public People Living with Disability Act of 2019 that will also guide in the support of grants to be given to people living with disability. Also under the same, with the national government, about 406 million shillings have been disbursed to various businessmen and women through Uwezo Fund, Youth Enterprise Fund, Trade Enterprise Fund, and this has benefited about 2,437 groups out of the possible 7,000 groups that applied for the funding. The department operationalized the Sports Management Fund, through which we supported teams in the national and regional leagues. We realized marked improvement of the respective teams, especially in football, where our Vihiga Queens women football team progressed to CAF competition. Vihiga Bullets and Bunyori Starlets graduated to the men and women Premier Leagues respectively. And we realized a marked improvement in the performance of teams in rugby, volleyball, and boxing. We have held annual cultural festival at sub-county level, except 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. We have drafted a youth service bill currently with the county assembly, which will support youth matters and guide in the registration and support of youth groups. The department has enabled acquisition of land for diversion of Kisambai Hamisi Road to create more room for expansion of Hamisi Stadium. What has been the impact of all these social activities? We have nurtured talent and elevated Vihiga as a source of talent in Kenya. We have attained national and continental football glory. We provided networking opportunities and linkages that have opened doors and exposed our youth to new opportunities. We have fostered cohesion and integration of our people through our cultural festivals, and we have been recognized by the National Gender Equity Commission for our exemplary initiative in support of people living with disabilities. Under lands, fiscal planning and housing, as I said earlier, we completed the tarmacking of Mbale, Simbalo, Munoywa Road, which is already completed. We commenced on the construction of the governor's house and deputy governor's house, and also speaker's official residence. All these are under construction, and we hope they will be ready probably before the end of this financial year. We established a geospatial technology laboratory for enhanced land cover and land use mapping, as well as a resource planning and decision-making tool. This is a technology that has only been established in Vihiga here, and we are the model for Kenya. We have prepared spatial plans for the upcoming urban centers in Rwanda and Kaimosi Cheptul complex. In collaboration with the Office of the President and the Kenya School of Government, we have commenced on the establishment of Kenya School of Government campus at Boyani. Construction is due to start anytime during this financial year. We have established Vihiga Municipal Board to manage Vihiga municipality. We have done renovation of various government buildings in the entire county. What has been the impact? We have changed the face of Mbale municipality and established Mbale, Majengo, Mudete, and Chavakale as key economic hubs of Vihiga County. the Geospatial Technology Laboratory has enhanced our planning and knowledge management. We have also become a national center on the promotion of the technology. To date, 20 counties have come to Vihiga for benchmarking. Finance and economic planning. We have grown our own revenue collection from Kenya shillings 93 million in 2016-2017 to 143 million in 2017-2018 to 169 million in 2018-2019. Fiscal management and spending our fiscal management and spending has also improved. Our absorption rate has increased from 67% in 2007 to 96% in the 2020-21 financial year. Madam Speaker, that is a summary of what we have been able to achieve under our CIDP in the last 4 years. As I come to the conclusion of my address, I want to highlight a few areas in my manifesto which I promised the people of Vihiga County, and I want to show what we have been able to do as of now. One of the key areas I highlighted in my manifesto was we had to put systems in place to fight corruption in our county. This is what we have been able to achieve. We invited ESCC in 2018 to Vihiga County, where they audited our governance system, trained our staff, and prepared a report on our institutional gaps. We have since been reporting our progress. As a result, ESCC has been focused on tracking the progress of our remedial measures. This is the reason why our chief officers have been called to numerous occasions to clarify on a lot of issues. So that has given us a lot of leeway or leverage on corruption. The other areas we have improved, we have automated our procurement process through IFMIS. All our procurement are e-procurement. We have instituted a reporting mechanism through suggestion boxes, reference redress mechanism committee, who prepare and share reports with the Office of the Ombudsman periodically. We have also taken legal action against all staff of the county government who have been caught in violating the county government's regulation and law. Generally, we have reduced corruption cases, but there is still more to be done. I have been very vocal about these fights in public and in my previous addresses. I wish to thank the public and the staff of the county government of Vihiga for their vigilance and enthusiasm in volunteering of information. I urge them to continue doing so for us to win the war against corruption. The rest of the other issues that were covered in my manifesto, I have already covered them. So I will not want to bore you again repeating the same. But I can say that overall, after we have done the scoring of my performance, both on my manifesto, we have come to a conclusion that out of what I promised, we have scored 71%. So Madam Speaker, having 71, it is apparent that we are students above average. So based on the above analysis, it is clear that I've performed well above average. I therefore need to graduate to the second term. This performance was because of collaborative team work of county government executive and staff, the county assembly, the national government, the people of Vihiga County, our development partners, and all Vihiga County stakeholders. I want to thank and acknowledge our development partners, without whom much of what we have achieved so far would not have been possible. As a county, we are greatly indebted to, among others, the following: the national government ministries and agencies, the World Bank, Equity Bank, Conrad Stifling, Locate IT, ESRI, KEFRI, Nutrition International, Swedish government, Belgium government, Danish government, Turkish government, French government, Catholic Relief Services, Path International, GIZ, that's German Development Agency, Kenya Forest Service, Kenya Wildlife Service, Bethany, these are the people who gave us the wheelchairs, Empathy, USID, UNEP, UNICEF, AMREF, Biodiversity International, and the Liverpool School of Medicine. Madam Speaker, now I am on my concluding remarks. Madam Speaker, it is now apparent and clear from this address that despite of all the challenges my administration has faced, we have performed well above average. The implementation and operationalization of all the projects I have listed in this address has led to significant improvements in the lives and welfare of the people of Vihiga County. I am happy to note that my administration has put in place a governance system that will see this county grow to greater heights if these systems are improved on and strengthened. This would require that the process of building government institutions that we have commenced on should continue uninterrupted. Otherwise, we risk halting and reversing all the gains we have made in the last 4 years. It is therefore the mandate and the discretion of the people of Vihiga County to be vigilant and visionary in choosing their future leaders in the coming election. This is because the leaders play a crucial role in determining the development trajectory of any entity or country. I take this opportunity on my own behalf and on behalf of my administration to thank the people of Vihiga most sincerely for giving me an opportunity to be their governor and for their continued support of my administration as a governor of this great county of Vihiga. I wish to thank all the civil society organizations that have been very vigilant and for their constructive criticism of the operations and activities of the county government of Vihiga. this has helped us improve. However, I would like to encourage the people of Vihiga not to have a negative attitude towards their government and its development activities. I wish for them to have constructive engagement with their government in the formulation and implementation of development agenda for our county. I also want to appreciate the support I've received from the County Assembly, particularly in approving our legal documents, policies, and legislation, our budgets, and general oversight activities. We have worked well with the members of this County Assembly, and we have collectively contributed in one way or another towards the projects that have been implemented in all the 25 wards of Vihiga County through the Ward Development Program. I further want to thank the Speaker of this County Assembly for her exemplary leadership that is rational and unbiased. Her steadfast leadership has significantly contributed to the stability of my administration and our development. Once again, I wish to thank our development partners, without whose support we would not have achieved what we have reported in this address. Equally, we are very grateful to the national government, who have supported several projects that have had a lot of positive impact on our society, especially on our infrastructure projects. We have had and continue to have a cordial working relationship with the Office of the County Commissioner, particularly during the COVID pandemic period, where we worked as a team to ensure that the spread and infections were greatly minimized. I wish to thank all members of the executive arm of the county government for their dedication, hard work, and support through all good and hard times. They have stood with me, and I hope we'll continue working together in the next dispensation. Madam Speaker, as we are all aware, next year is an election year. I would like to take this opportunity on my behalf and on behalf of the Vihiga County Executive to appeal to our leaders who will be contesting for various positions to conduct a sober campaign devoid of abuses, hooliganism, and unwarranted allegations against their competitors. I pray we have a peaceful election, because elections come and go, but Vihiga will remain. For the people of Vihiga County, particularly the youth, my appeal is that you come out in large numbers to vote, and vote for leaders who you believe strongly and faithfully are committed to servant leadership, and who will improve your welfare through their commitment and effort to work for you and not for themselves. Our campaign politics should be issue-based and not based on personalities or communities. It should be based on the candidates' visionary manifesto and their development plan for improvement in the welfare of the people of Vihiga County and Kenya as a whole. Last and not least, I take this opportunity to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2022. God bless you. God bless Vihiga County. God bless our country, Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. I think today we are breaching our procedures. People are clapping. Phones are ringing. Please make use of your silent mode. Otherwise, I would have said order, order, order. But kindly let's ensure we finish this in observing our procedures, in as much as we may get excited in what we are hearing. Thank you, Your Excellency. Honorable members, we'll go to the next business. Clerk, next.
Order number 4, messages.
Next order.
Order number 5.
Next order.
Order number 6, papers.
Honorable members, and for the benefit of the members of the Fourth Estate at the public gallery, the report that His Excellency has just read to us, it has to be owned by this Honorable House. It has to be debated in accordance with our standing orders, and for that reason, we must own it through submitting as a paper. Therefore, I would want to call upon Honorable Henry Asava, the Leader of Majority, to proceed with the papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to lay before the House
Thank you, Leader of Majority. Clerk, next order.
Order number 7, notice of motion.
Thank you again. I call upon the Leader of Majority, Honorable Henry Asava. Please proceed with your notice of motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. First, and to standing order number 26.5, I wish to give a notice of motion that that of the County Assembly be recorded for the exposition of public policy contained in the address of His Excellency, the Governor, Honorable Dr. Wilbur Kasirwa Otishe. Thank you.
Thank you. Notice hereby issued. Next order.
Order number 8, questions and statements.
Next order.
Order number 9, motion.
Clerk, I'd like to take you back to order number 2.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members of the Fourth Estate, before I adjourn this sitting, I want to take this opportunity to recognize the following persons. The Deputy Governor, who is in our midst, Dr. Patrick Saisi. I also want to recognize the County Secretary, who is in our midst also. I want to recognize the ministers, the CECs who are here, the business community, the special groups, and all the other members or distinguished guests that I've not mentioned. You'll forgive me, but for purposes of Hansard, we want to say, as the County Assembly of Vihiga, we are very grateful, and for purposes of Sorry, Senator, I did not see you. Thank you. Honorable Osozi is here with us also. Thank you for pointing out. And all the other distinguished guests and leaders, if I have not seen you, you'll forgive me. But we are grateful. We are saying that for purposes of procedure, we are going to debate this address. His Excellency has given himself a score, but as members of the County Assembly, we are going to check and confirm that all that we have said and we've been told is indeed the status on the ground. So as members of the County Assembly, in the next session, we shall debate this report for a minimum of 4 days. And that is when we'll give their views in respect to the address that we had today. So on behalf of the County Assembly of Vihiga, I want to thank and appreciate all of you, including the administration. I know the county commissioner is present. I want to appreciate all of you. Thank you and God bless you. Honorable members, there being no other business, I hereby adjourn this special sitting, having concluded and discharged the business of today. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I request we remain seated. Our team to reorganize so that session will take very few minutes. Very few minutes. Director Gesa, you can make arrangements so that that point we can have our chief guest, the governor, the speaker, now take over that point. to request, the governor is just joining us shortly. I want to request Chris, if you can guest, so that he can take his position that side. Agesa, can you guide our chief guest to take his seat? You guide our DG to take his seat. We guide our I've seen Mheshimiwa Sotsi. If thank you. Mheshimiwa Otsosi, if you can take your seat the other side, please. We have our commissioner, if he can also take his rightful position. Okay. I'm told we have Professor Nandi in our midst. If you can join Professor Ahiro just next to his seat, please. Thank you. Now, I want to take this opportunity to recognize the following. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, hello. We are doing a very loud consultation. So thank you so much. Now, in this next session, as I said, we are going to take very short time. We started our program a little late. We have a challenge of Hansard. It was not well connected. So it delayed us a little. And I think there was also some jam on the road. So because of that, we started a little late. As we speak, we are supposed to be through with our meeting. I take this opportunity to recognize the following. As I recognize you, please, you may just recognize a team and delegates from Emuhaya all the wards from Emuaya Sub-County, where are you? Thank you so much. His Excellency is just getting in. Welcome, Your Excellence. Welcome, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much. So as I said, this we are going to take such a short time. I want to recognize all the delegates from Sabatia, all the wards from Sabatia. If you can just stand and wave at His Excellency. Thank you so much. All the delegates from Luanda, all the wards from Luanda, where are you? Luanda, thank you so much. All the delegates from Amisi Sub-County wards, all the wards from Amisi. Oh, wow, Amisi, thank you so much. All the delegates from Luanda, have I said Luanda? Emuhaya, Vihiga Sub-County, you did wave at His Excellency, Vihiga Sub-County, wherever you are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did I say Sabatia? Sabatia, where you are, all the wards from Sabatia, wave at His Excellency. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to recognize equally the presence of the following. I recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Vihiga County. Can we all wave at His Excellency? Thank you so much. I want to recognize the presence of the DG, wherever you are. Thank you so much, DG. I want to recognize the presence of our chief guest, Professor Laban Peter Airo, Vice Chancellor, Daystar University. Thank you so much. I want to recognize the presence of our elected members of Parliament who are here. I've seen Honorable Sosi is here. If you can just stand so that your people can see you. Thank you so much. I want to recognize the presence of none other than the Speaker of Vihiga Assembly. The Speaker for doing such a wonderful job. Thank you so much. I recognize the presence of all members of the County Assembly. Wherever you are, please, if you can just arise on your feet so that we can see you and recognize you. Leader of Majority is not a, yes, now. Thank you so much. I recognize the presence of all the religious leaders in the house. Where are the religious leaders in the house? Thank you so much. We may not find time to give you time to speak, but we honor you so much. Thank you so much. National government officials are here, led by the County Commissioner. County Commissioner, the County Commissioner is somewhere there. Thank you so much, County Commissioner. Thank you so much. We have the County Police Commander and the security team. All of them are here. We recognize your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to recognize the presence of the chairman of the County Public Service Board and the team. Thank you so much. All the boards represented here, municipal and all of you, wherever you are, if you are here, please just arise so that we can see you. Thank you, the boards. We thank you so much. We have the Equity, we have KCB, ABSA, bank managers who are here, wherever you are, our development partners. We thank you so much and we recognize you. We also have Waziri, members of the county executive, wherever you are. Please, if you can just have seen Waziri Ndeche, I've seen Attorney, wherever you are, all the executive members, the chief officers, the directors, wherever you are, if you can just stand up so that you can be recognized. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have the Council of Elders with us. The Council of Elders, wherever you are, we want to respect you. we want to recognize you. Thank you so much for your presence. We have the youth leaders in the house. We have the youth leaders in the house, wherever you are. We recognize you so much. Ladies, we have the Kepsha, Kesha, Nat, Kupet, all the unions, wherever you are. Thank you so much, Madam Principal, big girls, and the rest that are there. I've seen that is Kesha, Kupet. Thank you so much for coming. We have Professor Nandi with us. Professor Nandi with us. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have all the advisors to the governor. I've seen Dr. here. Thank you, if you can. And all, wherever you are, we honor you. Thank you, Chief of Staff. I've seen you. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, because of time, I told you we started our meeting a little late. We had a small problem with our Hansard, but it was connected in time. That's why we delayed for about 1.5 hours. But as soon as it was connected, we got going. And now the remaining business is very, very, very brief. We would wish to listen from our chief guest, who is none other than Professor Laban Ahiro. And for that, I want to take this opportunity. Laban Ahiro, Professor, was invited by His Excellency, the Governor. And it will only be right for me to request His Excellency, the Governor, to invite Professor Laban Ahiro, who is going to talk to us. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Before I invite my brother and colleague, Professor Laban Ahiro, who is our chief guest, I want to recognize representatives from various who are here representing members of parliament, because I talked to quite a number of them, and they promised me that they'll bring their representatives. So if you have any representative from any constituency in the county, can you stand so that we recognize you? Yes, so the representative from Sabatia, thank you for coming. Next, anybody else?
Good afternoon. Hi all the guests. I'm here to represent Mheshimiwa Beatrice Adagala, who honored the invite from His Excellency the Governor of Vihiga County. She could be here with us, but due to the busy schedule of the National Assembly, she has missed, but she has sent her apology to Mheshimiwa Governor, nako pamoja na Vihiga County. And she's participating in all the developments that Vihiga County needs to go ahead. Thank you and more salute.
Basi kina mama mpo, vijana mpo, wazee hoye. The Professor Laban Peter Ahiro is my mentor. He taught me, and I'm proud of him. I'm Sami Mudanya. Nimezaliwa hapa Kegoye. Watu wa Vihiga wamenituma ni wa represent as the incoming Senator 2022. God bless you.
His Excellency the Governor, Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocols observed. Mjamboni, majina naitwa Elvis Sichenga kutoka Luanda Sub-County, standing in on behalf of the Member of Parliament for Luanda, the Honorable Christopher Mlele, who would have loved to be here with us, but is in Arusha for other parliamentary duties. Thank you so much.
Our Excellency Governor wetu wa Vihiga, our chief guest, Bwana Hilo, Bwana Vihiga, Mirembe. Yangu ni kusema tu kwa niaba ya Mheshimiwa Alfred Agoi, mbunge wa Sabatia, hangeweza kuwa na sisi kwa sababu ya shughuli zingine, lakini anasema watu wa Vihiga, umoja wetu ndio nguvu zetu. Asante sana.
I would like to take this opportunity also to request my good friend Osotsi to come and say a word and greet the congregation.
Our Governor, Honorable Dr. Otichilo, Madam Speaker, the Chief Guest, Honorable Members of the County Assembly, wageni wote na watu wa Vihiga, hamjambo? Mirembe. Asante sana. Honorable Governor, I got your invitation to come to this very important function, and I have just come from Nairobi. I had quite a number of engagements in the morning, and immediately after this I'll be going back to Nairobi for more engagement. I decided to come because this is a very important function for this county. Because Governor, you have given us your scorecard, and I've listened to it, have read it, and I think there is remarkable achievements which you have achieved as the governor of this county. And me, as an aspiring senator, God willingly, next year, I now have a primary document that I will start my oversight work. So, today is your day. I don't want to say much, but clearly, you have achieved much. Lakini, hawa timu yako, pamoja na waheshimiwa wabunge, muende mashinani, muambie mambo ambayo tumeisoma leo. Ama namna gani? Siko mambo hapo. Lakini ya muhimu ni kwamba Governor, I was looking at the pending bills. They have been reduced within a year from 2.2 billion shillings to 318 million. I think that's an achievement. Because the next government will not have troubles with the pending bills. They will have enough money for development. So thank you very much, Governor. Lakini on the painful note, I have noted that there are 300 court cases. I think there is a problem somewhere. And I think we need to heighten our oversight role in this county. Starting with our county assembly and even the Senate. I want to assure you people of Vihiga that when Honorable Godfrey Osotsi becomes your senator, there will be no court cases because oversight will be high in this county. And that is the direction we want to take. Otherwise, Governor, it is your day. I don't want to say much. All I want to say is that the leadership of Vihiga County, we need to unite. On a day like this, we need to see all our leaders here to listen to development issues. We cannot delegate serious matters like this. And Osotsi is not a person who delegates serious matters. Anakuja yeye mwenyewe, si ndio? Anasimamisha kila kitu. Kama ni bunge, nilikuwa na mikutano asubuhi, nimesimamisha, nimekuja hapa leo jioni narudi Nairobi kwa mikutano mingine. Kwa hivyo heko Governor, this is your day. Congratulations. And it is upon your team and your people to go and tell the people of Vihiga the good things you have done for them. Thank you very much and God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, I want also to give some time, at least 2 minutes, to our county commissioner. We have worked very closely with him, and he has been very supportive in all what we have been doing. I would like the county commissioner just come for 2 minutes and greet the congregation.
The chief guest, Professor Airo, our governor, the speaker, members of parliament present, members of county assembly, members of my county security committee, and all my people from Vihiga. Mjamboni. Mjambo tena. Nasikie sisikii kama mmechangamuka, hamjafurahia hotuba. Kama mmefurahia nisikie sauti. Nisikie sauti tena. Tena na tena. Sasa mmechangamuka, nimefurahi. Nafikiria yangu itakuwa ni machache. Bwana Governor, you've given us a fairly lengthy state of county address with so many projects done, and I think under the circumstances and the challenges that you also highlighted, I think it's reasonable to say it's fairly good. We know that we are under devolution, and our constitution has 2 levels of government: the national government and the county government. Whereas what comes to the county is hardly 30%. I'm sure you are eager to hear the 70% from national government. How has it impacted on Vihiga? Are you eager to hear that? So I'll give you just a small highlight of what we as national government, our presence in implementing government projects. The bigger water projects that the governor was talking about, the Vihiga Cluster Water Project, is a baby of national government implemented at a cost of 2 billion shillings. And it has those 3 intakes in Maseno, Lunyerere, and Kaimosi. And he's right, the county government is in charge of reticulation. And that is where I've been having a discussion with him. We've done the bulk water project, a lot of water. But of what value is it if it doesn't reach the homes? So I was saying that the county government should try to spend as much as possible to distribute this water to reach the homes, because the national government has provided the bulk water. And we are also in discussion with the Ministry of Water to assist the county by allocating a reasonable amount of money so that all this water can end up in hospitals, in markets, in homes, so that we can be able to improve our sanitation. So can we clap for the national government for spending 2 billion on Vihiga? 2, we've had major roadworks. The one I want to mention is the one that comes from Ekwanda through Esirulo to Magada. It's a project that is earmarked, when completed, to cost 1.4 billion. And we as County Development Implementation Committee have been inspecting this project to make sure it's completed. To date, we've done 80% of that project. And we've spent close to 800 million as of now. When completed, it will change the entire communication between Luanda to Muhaya to Vihiga and to Mbali. And that is a big project, 1.4 billion. We are doing the Gisambai Hamis Road, which is going to cost 852 million shillings.
To date, we've done 42% of that project. And in the next 6 months, that road will be completed. And the cries of the Hamisi people and Senende people and Gisambai people itakuwa imeisha. The other one that we launched in August is the Mbihi through the Mbale through Mbihi Wemilabi to Luanda road. That one we launched, and it is a road that is also going to cost 1.1 billion shillings when completed. And it will going to make communication between Wemilabi, Luanda, to Mbihi, to Mbale very easy. You know it's very difficult now. And currently, it's also important to know, the government is implementing the CBC program on classrooms. We know that in 2023, there will be a transition to junior secondary. And we are preparing so that when we reach that time, there is no crisis of lack of classrooms. So the government launched a program of 8 billion shillings. Out of this 8 billion, I'm sure you are interested to know what is the portion for Vihiga. Vihiga's portion out of the 8 billion will be around 200 billion.
Million.
200 million, because we are going to do close to 300 classes additional. So we have registered companies, we have invited bids, we are evaluating those bids, and in about a month's time, we'll launch the construction of those classrooms. Those classrooms are built as economic stimulus program, so that they are meant to benefit local contractors. If it is in a village, we want that local contractor who has capacity to take that project and give money to Mama Uji, who will be supplying the project, give that money to suppliers, give that money to the youth in the village who will participate in that program. So in total, those road works plus the key training facility, the Kenya School of Government. Kenya School of Government has secured about 7 acres of land in Masana area in Maragoli South. The reason is, in all the counties in Western region, and Nyanza, 6 plus 4, 10, plus the counties of Southern Rift Valley, 14 counties, we don't have a training facility like KSG. So we want to build a campus there at a cost of around 800 million. The structural work, the architectural work, and the bids of quantity have already been finalized by the Ministry of Public Works. And very soon, we have talked with the Director General of Kenya School of Government in Kabete to advertise that program to open up that area of Masana. Very productive, but you know, with very difficult communication. That will be a flagship project from the national government. Then there is the Kazi Mitaani program, which we launched the first phase and implemented a 2 billion program. The government is going to launch phase 2 in January, which will be a more bigger program of about 10 billion to assist the youth who have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So in all, those few programs that I've mentioned, the national government is going to inject about 10 billion shillings in infrastructure in Vihiga alone, without mentioning what CDF is doing for schools and security projects, and without mentioning other programs like Uwezo Fund, Youth Fund, which the chief guest also mentioned. So you can see the impact of national government. Are you happy with it? Can I get a clap also? So with those few remarks, Mugeni wa heshima, I think I will just tatamatisha because of time, but we'll have another engagement about national government presence and programs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What I want you to know that we are working very closely with the national government. So all these things the commissioner is saying, we are working together. For example, the school of government at the Masana, we have given the land as a county. So we have a stake in that. Equally, the one for granite, we have also given land. So we are working as a team. Now, finally, I would like to give my DJ 1 minute as Salamia Wanenji.
Our Governor, Dr. Wilbur Tichlo, Speaker Daisy, our Chief Guest, Professor Laban Ahiro, who was my boss when he was Vice Chancellor Moi University, Professor Nandi, County Commissioner, Osotsi, na wengine wote, hamjamboni. Siku ya leo ilikuwa siku ya Governor kuongea, na ameongea kila kitu. Kwa hivyo mimi sina mengi, ila ni kusema jambo moja tu. Ugonjwa wa COVID umekuja. Mmesikia the first one inaitwa Omicron. Imetangazwa leo. It has come. It is around here. So let us be very careful. We follow protocol so that we shall need you 2022. Najua kama umeenda wewe utapiga kura, lakini kama bado uko hai utapiga kura. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Thank you. It is now my honor to invite our chief guest, Professor Laban Ahiro, to come and make his remarks. Professor Laban Ahiro is a son of Vihiga County. He is a renowned educationist, and most of us know him in that area. He was the Vice Chancellor of Moi University before moving to Daystar University. I don't want to say more about him. Let him come and talk to us. Karibu sana, Professor.
Your Excellency, the Governor, Vihiga County, the Deputy Governor, our Speaker, our Member of Parliament, aspiring to be our Senator, our County Commissioner, the political leadership, present here today, religious leaders, and all people who have been introduced. I recognize you and I honor you. I just want to start off by thanking the Governor for thinking of me. It is always a privilege to be invited. I could not have come on my own, and I thank God for that. I want to speak from my heart, so I will not, I don't have a structured speech. Because when you go home to your mama's place, you talk to your mom from your heart. And I really would like you people to forgive me if I'm not too formal as expected. Our Governor, thank you very much for that scorecard, a very strong scorecard. I belong to the PAG church myself. So if you're in our church, after listening to you, I would have sung this song. Lele nina, endele, ninazidi, kutembe, ombi uyasiki, Bwana nipandishe, Bwana
imani nisimame, nipande milima yote, e Bwana andishe. Your Excellency, the Governor and this congregation, nothing will happen if God is not in it. And as I listened to your speech, as I sat in as a visitor, I want to ask my people to authentically put God first in what you are doing. And I want to refer to Proverbs 10:19. And this is for Vihiga County particularly, the political leadership, the religious leadership, and even the educational leadership. Proverbs 10:19, when there are many words, wrongdoing is unavoidable. But one who restrains his lips is wise. There are too many words in Vihiga County. And I wish I could say it more candidly, but just remember Proverbs 10:19, when there are many words, wrongdoing is unavoidable. But one who restrains his lips is wise. I come from Lunyerere here. That's where both my parents are buried. And I'm settled in Kakamega. I'm the chairman of Kakamega Water Company. I'm chairman of the Budget and Economic Forum. I was the chairman for the conversion of Mumias into a city. I'm the chairman of the Kakamega County Education Board, and so on and so forth. I want us to learn something. Let us avoid too many words. And I wish I could say it better. Honorable Sotsi, you talked about court cases. And you talked about the 300 litigations. What does that tell me as I sat there? I was asking, what has become of our people? I think of the Banyore people, my heart goes to the Church of God. I think of the Tiriki people, I see a lot of Salvation Army and PAG and other Quaker denominations. I think of my own Maragoli people, the Friends, the PAG, and other churches, Divine Church and so on. So where are these litigations coming from? And I want to speak from the heart. There is one virtue that this county must embrace, and that is the virtue of humility. Because in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5 to 6, put on that apron of humility so that God may exalt you in due time. And God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So if we have litigations, that is arrogance. When we have litigations, that is arrogance, and God will resist us. So instead of the governor working on plans to help our people, he's busy fighting not to be taken to court or to be jailed. Abando betu badiriji abarogori nenda Banyore firane kunyasai numundu nakogoseye uziwi na mehasi umbole wa Kongo sera chini nda kusane. That is not our character. In fact, one of the reasons that Honorable Musalia is so attractive in this country is because of our character. Humility. It is not a weakness, it is wisdom. And so when I come back home, and my governor, and by the way, me, I am a political orphan. Those of you who know me, I used to be very active when the late Daniel Torotich Arap Moi was alive. So when he died, I'm an orphan. I'm neither ODM, nor Jubilee, nor none. I'm a political orphan. Yeah, so when I talk as a neutral person. Politics doesn't interest me anymore. That's why when I read this report, I asked somebody, I asked the DG, we have done all this in Vihiga, and yet the noise and the abuses and the disrespect that goes on about our county out there ashames many of us. And I want to say this as I finish. In genuine humility, there is enormous power. Just look at the home. When we were growing up as children, when children are growing up, they fear their father because their father uses force. But the mama remains meek and mild, carries the apron of humility. There is so much power, such that when your children grow up and become adolescents, they no longer listen to the father, they listen to the mother. In humility. That's why old men who are sitting here like me, your mobile phone never rings an M-Pesa tone. But the mama's mobile is always ringing. Yeah. God has given me many children, and they're now grown-ups. And sometimes I want to send Agnes some money, and Safaricom tells me, tell her to empty the phone. Sasa namuuliza, what is happening? And I say, oh, so and so sent this, so and so. They will not tell you the truth. They have sent me this to do this. They have sent me this to do this. I can no longer control my children. And now I use my wife, who is sick and grounded, to talk to them, because she just has to say one word. Bana wange mkorand. Finished. My power is gone. In genuine humility, there is power. So the leaders of Vihiga, this is my message. As a son, as a brother, as a father to some of you, free yourself from the demands of your ego. And there's no limit to where you can go. There is too much of I. Free yourself from the demands of your ego. Let go of your desire to control others, and you'll vastly improve the ability to control, focus, and direct your own actions. Let go of the illusion that you already know it all, and you open yourself to higher levels of enlightenment. I'm appealing to the leaders, church leaders, political leaders, school leaders. Move beyond the need to blame, and you gain a greater degree of responsibility, and get past the impulse to place judgments on others, and you'll be able to focus much more clearly on matters of real and lasting value. I am pleading for all of us. Give up the thought that you are better than everyone else, and a whole new world of opportunity opens to you. Please stop seeking unfair advantage. I was writing these notes. Stop seeking unfair advantage, and you'll be free to develop an unstoppable effectiveness as a leader. Quit demanding the most and start experiencing the best. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying something. So my plea to all of you is live each moment with humility, with love, with respect, and gratitude for the whole of life that surrounds you, and you'll find a treasure that has no end. when I had my difficult times in Moi University, I could have gone to court because somebody in that council gave me a mark that I have never got in my life. Mugarizi knows he was my classmate. Yeah, the Mugarizi, they got so many canes in maths because the teacher used me as the benchmark. Now, I need somebody come and know and I can already come. Mugarizi, I know maths is very bad. I know the boko munane. But somebody gave me 41%. Somebody who's not even the age of my daughter, and somebody, I did that to God. I walked away, and now I look back and say that was God's storm so that I could be dispersed to another place. Let us be men and women of humility. And God will lift us in a very, very special way. Number two, as I finish, I want to talk to the Luya nation. And I want to tell the Luya nation that the secret sits at the center. Governor Tichiro, the secret sits at the center. But our people are fond of dancing on the periphery. They like dancing on the periphery and really showing how they know how to dance. But nobody is seeing you because the secret sits at the center. It is at the center that there is heat. It is at the center that there is the heart. We are too far away from the center. And I can see we are still dancing at the periphery. Yes. Because when we dance at the periphery, Honorable Tichiro, that is where we are feeling at home. That is where there is familiarity. The notes I wrote here. That is where there is safety. That's where there is comfort. I attended some funeral in my area not so long ago, and I was shocked that in a funeral setting, the mourners are asked to line up to be given money. I was revulsed. The word in English, I felt so demeaned as a human being. I went to that funeral to mourn the dead. And you can see Bamas being lined up so that they can be given muhefikin. By the way, Maragolis, Banyore, Abadiriji, that is the worst level you can drive yourself to. When we were growing up, Uziya ngoni siri nyidara, mumanyi mama, buya kumba, siri, arakobola akoenzia. My own mother, they never allowed you to accept free money from somebody. That kills your spirit as a person. It kills your spirit, and you will never become. There are blessings in inadequacy. When you are inadequate, you are supposed to work harder so that you can become. God rest my father, rest his soul in peace. He was a driver. And I grew up in the slums of Kibera, Line Saba. And we used to stay in one room with my father. Nalala hapa, kwa godoro ya saiso, mi nalala hapa. And he kept on telling Mwanange Osome. That was his message. My mother never came. My mother never came to Nairobi. How could she come? We were staying in one room. But there was a blessing in that inadequacy. So I worked hard to become. That you can walk from the slums of Kibera and become a professor on this earth.
it does not come when you have a spirit of receiving handouts. And I'm saying this genuinely. That is how people are walking around and telling us, Waluya, there's no problem, tutawapanga. Unajua kupanga ni nini? Handouts. I want us to move to the center. At the center, where there is wisdom, where there is truth, where there is beauty, where there is fulfillment, where God sits. But if we keep dancing around the periphery and people coming around to subjugate our minds so that our young people can no longer aspire, Vihiga will remain what it is. I cry for our education system, Your Excellency, as I finish. I cry for our education system. And I don't want to talk about what is going on in schools. That is Professor Magoha's headache. But some of us know the reason why. Education is a soft area. That primary school teacher is not a fool. That primary school teacher will carry education for you. I cry for our schools. I saw your statistics, but I want you to be more, I want you to tell us more. I was asking, how many of our boys went for medicine from Vihiga? During your term of 4 years, how many doctors have we produced from our schools? How many engineers? How many lawyers? Your Excellency, until you become unrealistic, you will not get to the bottom of the matter. Me, I want to know how many doctors has Vihiga High School produced? Senende, Msire. Yes. Then we are talking, because some of us are exiting, we are retiring off. Who comes next? Our schools, Vihiga. You know, we have reached a level where your heart cries for your county. So I want Vihiga, Your Excellency, this scorecard is good. And I'm glad you are modest, you say 71. That told me something about your character. Somebody else would have said 99. Yeah, that tells you the character of a person. And some will go and say, you know, Mundu Otichiro. Me, have you ever had Ugari with you? No. We are just common because we come from Vihiga. This is our home. So can you be unrealistic? By the way, the person who invented these bulbs, the ones we are seeing, was decided to be unrealistic. And for 15 years, he kept on trying a bulb. Anapeleka juu, anakimbia kwa ukuta, inapasuka. Until the wife ran away. You know, they always run away, by the way. When things are not going well. The wife ran away. And people ran to him and told him, why are you being unrealistic? What is realistic is to light a candle. Washa tu msimano utaona. But because he chose to be unrealistic, look at how much he has influenced human civilization. Even in this tent, how many lights? Then Bunyore, then Tiriki, then Maragoli, then Kenya, then the world, lights everywhere. Thomason chose to be unrealistic. It is the people who choose to be unrealistic that change the world. So I want Vihiga to be unrealistic. and particularly in education. I did the task force in Kakamega for Paranya in his first entry. It has made such a big difference. I'm told if you want to spend money in a high school here, they tell you no. Money for counties is supposed to be for nursery schools and youth polytechnics. But those nursery schools, where are those children going? In Kakamega, we gave our governor the go-ahead because we gave a report. We, the people of Kakamega, want you to support our high schools. So kama mtu atakupeleka kwa jela, it is us, it is not you. Thank you very much and God bless. After such a wonderful and close this. We cannot say anything more than that. Amen? From here, those guests are invited by a few guests will join His Excellency at a source of cottages. We have other guests. We have made other arrangements for you. And as you go home, and as we go home, I pray that God gives you journey mercies. God bless us, and let us meet again by the will of God. Bishop, please.
Let us rise up on our feet in prayer. With all protocols observed, let's bow our heads in honor of our prayer. Thank you, Lord, for your presence with us this day. As we depart from this space now, we ask you to bless us throughout the remainder of the day and guide us safely home. Do not let the learning and conversations of this gathering die, but instead may they continue to ruminate within us and bear fruit in our ministries throughout the year until we find ourselves together again. We ask this in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.